This evening, we close the successful Founders Day celebration by celebrating the birth of an organization. The birth of an experience which began just over 112 years ago on a cold March day in 1906. On that day, a group of courageous and determined young men gathered to share a belief in themselves, to share a vision, and to share the experience of true fraternity. Now, over 112 years after the founding of Phi Kappa Tau, we're confident that those early pioneers would each be enthusiastic about your presence here tonight. Those men, our founders, were not myths. Indeed, they were flesh and blood. And in those early years and early hours of the birth of a great fraternity, they were also students, just as some of you are with us tonight. There happens to be an old Welsh proverb which says, "He that would be a leader must first build a bridge." He that would be a leader must first build a bridge. Our founders had a little way of knowing that they were bridge builders. Many of the alumni in this room tonight may not realize that you too have been builders of a bridge. Each member of the Alpha Phi chapter has done his part in helping to ensure that we are still sitting here tonight. It is also important to remind our current undergraduate brothers that they also have the opportunity to be builders of important bridges. Bridges are those who will seek the experience of fraternity at the University of Akron in the months and years to come. It seems to me it is our job, both yours and mine, to make certain the bridges we build are sturdy, sound, and able to withstand the test of time. Tonight, I am pleased to escort you through our candlelight ceremony, which has become a meaningful tradition in Phi Kappa Tau. First begun by our brotherhood in 1975 at our convention in the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri, and witnessed for the first and last time by our last living founder, Taylor Albert Wardale. I invite the four designated brothers to come forward. Tonight, these men represent the four honored founders of this fraternity. Gentlemen, yours is an important responsibility this night. Upon you rests the task of carrying forward the founders' original spark of brotherhood. Founders Dwight I. Douglas, class of 1906, William H. Scheidler, class of 1907, Clinton D. Boyd, class of 1908, and Taylor Albert Wardale, class of 1908. Each would be genuinely proud to share this moment with our brothers and associates and friends here this evening. Phi Kappa Tau is committed to developing values, character, and good citizens. These four men and their associates also made a commitment to those same virtues. Representing, I now invite our 2022 HO Draft Award winner, Ben, representing founder Douglas, to take a light from this single candle at the lectern. Founder Douglas was the oldest of our founders. He presided over the first meeting, March 17, 1906, just as he was completing his final year at Miami. Douglas died in 1940, and his death took from us the first of our founders. Now I invite our 2022 Racy Bliss Award winner, representing founder Scheidler, to take a light from the single candle at the lectern. Founder Scheidler was the intellectual of the founding group. He entered Miami in 1904 and graduated in 3 years. Returning to Miami with a PhD from Cornell University in 1910, he taught geology for 47 years, a record still standing today. He died in 1958. Now I invite our 2021 Peach Graph Award winner, Colby Ellis, to light his flame, representing Founder Boyd. Founder Boyd came to Miami in 1904. With Scheidler, he helped organize the unaffiliated members of the student body. He helped initiate his son in 1948 at the Alpha chapter and was killed in an automobile accident in 1950. Now I invite Jerry Glinsick, representing Founder Boyd. Founder Warrick came to Miami in the fall of 1904 to study science. As a student, he possessed remarkable organizational abilities and earned the nickname Boss. At his death at the age of 92 in 1977, Founder Warrick had lived almost 20 years longer than any other founder. He thus became the fourth and last founder to live only in our memories. Because Phi Kappa Tau has touched lives in the four corners of this land, and indeed the four corners of our world, it is fitting to ask these brothers who represent our founders to now take their light to the four corners of this room. Now I invite each brother and associate member with us this evening to rise and receive the spark of brotherhood from these brothers who tonight are creating the bridge from the spirit of our founders. When you have received your light, please form a circle of brotherhood around the room. For those men and women with us this evening who are not members of our fraternity, we're so very glad that you could join us to observe a symbol of what this fraternity stands for, believes in, and cherish. I offer each of you this story, penned not by a member of our fraternity, but certainly someone who had the experience of true brotherhood uppermost in his mind. An old man going a lone highway came at the evening, cold and gray, to a chasm vast and deep and wide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fear for him. But he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, you are wasting your strength with building here. Your journey soon will end with the close of day. You never again will pass this way. You've crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build you a bridge at evening tide? Good friend, at the path I have come, he said, there followeth after me today a young man whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been taught to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. So good friend, I am building this bridge for him. I am building this bridge for him. With these words, we give pause to what we are about. We now have the task to make certain that we continue to build bridges for those yet to come, for those whom we may never meet, but knowing they will be better for our having been here today. We continue to grow generation by generation. Now it is fitting that we conclude with our brotherhood song. And I believe Brother Wilson will get us started.
Back when I was in the 60s and 70s era, when we sang this song, it was very moving for all of us. So let's all join in. I'll get us started. We are brothers now and ever, until the day we die. And when as time comes round, and we bid our last goodbye, there is one thing sure and certain, let us bow our heads and all, we'll meet again and sure, in the name of Phi Kappa Tau.
Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Until we meet again, have the spirit of the fraternity continue to be important to each of us. Thanks to each of you for joining us this evening. You all are forever a part of the history of this special gathering and of our fraternity. Godspeed and travel well.